Hi, I'm Ed Stetzer. I'm standing here with Julien from San Rafael here in France.
Yes.
And Julien, you have kind of a unique story how you got here in France. You were born in France,
yes, sir,
but educated and discipled in the States.
Yes.
And now you've come back with your American wife to
yes,
plant a church in San Rafael. Tell us a little bit about your story, and just kind of how you got from one to the other and what you're doing back here.
Sure. I actually got saved when I was 13 years old. I had a Gideon Bible that was given to me by the Gideons. And when I got to the United States, I didn't speak English, so I was stuck at home. And so I read every book there was, and eventually I just ended up reading the Bible. And I read John, especially chapter 3, and I read just a little bit through John, and God spoke to me when I was by myself in my room that day, and I saw salvation in the passage, and I decided to give my life to Christ.
Excellent. Oh, wow, amazing. So you're in the States when this happens.
Yes, in Berkeley.
In Berkeley, which is a lot of people are getting converted in Berkeley. It's a big place. And so then you end up feeling this call to be a church leader, pastor elder, and tell us about how that progresses, where you go to school, what happens.
Well, I was I was a musician, worship leader at Cornerstone Baptist Church in Oakland. And then
this is an African-American church.
Yeah, because I really like gospel music, so I got into that.
Okay.
It's a really long story, but every French person just loves gospel music. So
Which
like
is
every
so
French
strange,
person,
yeah.
I wanted to learn gospel music, so I ended up playing at that church. And eventually I decided to go to seminary, Golden Gate Baptist in San Francisco.
Mm-hmm.
And my wife, Galadriel, was taking a summer class there. Funny enough, she was taking multicultural ministry.
Nice.
She thought she was going to be a missionary to Africa. And we met in that class. And then we got engaged. And then, when it came time to decide where would we minister, we figured there's a lot of missionaries in Africa. There's a lot of pastors in France, in the U.S., but in France, there's almost nobody. There are towns in here with sometimes 100,000 people where there's not one single evangelical church.
Wow.
So
now there are
France,
60 million French.
a little bit more now,
400,000 evangelicals, less than 1/2%.
Yes.
So tremendous need here.
Yes.
Now, when you look at that, you come here. Do they see you as French? Do they see you as American? Do they see you as bicultural? And how do they receive you in San Rafael?
Well, in San Rafael, we're undercover missionaries. We're regular people with regular jobs.
Mm-hmm.
And so what that means is that French people don't see us as missionaries. They see us as regular people, which makes it a little bit easier for them to receive us. They do see me as American because you see me with my old Navy stuff. Yeah. Sometimes I dress, a little bit more French,
But you're hanging around with us Americans right now, so that's understandable.
Yeah,
but you came over here convictionally, bivocational. Took a class with a guy named Alan Carr.
Yeah, it's all Alan Carr's fault.
It's Alan Carr.
Alan Carr, it's your fault, baby.
Rather than coming over as a professional paid Christian, an agent who converts the French, you decided instead to get a real job and to plant a church in that way.
Yes.
Does that open doors for you?
Absolutely. It really has. Because if we were missionaries, even if we built relationships with people, it would just build a huge wall between us. And we would spend most of our time just trying to tear down that wall.
Yeah.
So not being seen as missionaries, even though we really are.
Yeah.
We're supported by American churches, etc. And also what's important is that we're part of the French Baptist organization, which is an indigenous organization.
Good.
So when people ask us who we are, we say, we're part of this organization. It's been in France since 1810.
Right.
It's part of the French Federation, and so that changes everything.
That helps. It helps.
Yeah, we're not foreign missionaries to them, even though we are.
Right, interesting. So when you come here, you've been engaged in this church planting effort. Now, one of the things the French Federation wanted you to do French Baptist Federation was to serve a year internship in a local church, which you have been in Berkeley, you had been sharing Christ in Oakland, and you come here. And you kind of told us the story. That kind of opened your eyes to ministry in France. How is it different? Tell us what you learned of that internship.
Well, first of all, it was the best decision they ever made. It was humbling, because I was like, I'm French, so why should I learn about the French church? But they were very wise. They were like, yes, you're French, but you don't know about the French evangelical church, which is a different kind of animal. Right. Has nothing to do with the American one. And so that was the best thing ever. Yeah. The main thing it taught me is that it's not about methods. Okay. It's not about magic formulas. It's about relationships. Right. In France, people get converted not because you use the right PowerPoint, not because you can use the latest gimmick.
So no PowerPoints, no gimmicks?
You can use them, but that's not why people get converted.
Okay.
They get converted because you built a relationship with them, and they see you're a true friend. You're not a fake.
Much longer process then.
Yes,
okay.
Sometimes 6 months to a year.
Wow, wow.
And then once you've done that, then they open up, and then they ask you a million questions.
Right.
They're the most curious people ever.
Right, right. Now, where can I find out more information about your ministry?
You can go to www.thefr2.org. That stands for the French Revolution 2.org.
And you were saying THEFR. Number 2.org.
Okay, French Revolution Part 2.
Thank you so much for taking the time to meet with us and talk with us. And thank you, Julien, for your ministry here and for your family serving in San Rafael.
Thank you very much.